If you want to become an intelligent investor, then you've landed just at the right channel. With this, let's start the video.
एक फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन रहता है कि यार इंडिया में मतलब काफ़ी हम कंट्रीज़ में देखते हैं या फिर इंडिया में मतलब एक कल्चरल प्रेफरेंस भी है कि इन सम स्टेट्स तो जो ब्राइड्स होती हैं दे आर फुल ऑफ बेसिकली गोल्ड ज्वेलरी, तो मतलब इतना गोल्ड ज्वेलरी देते भी है गिफ्ट में। तो व्हाई इज इट लाइक अ कल्चरल फिनोमिना कि इंडिया में गोल्ड या फिर ज्वेलरी का इतना प्रेफरेंस है? एंड साथ साथ अगर मैं इंडिया में ज्वेलरी मार्केट देखना चाहूँ तो इसके ग्रोथ फैक्टर्स के पीछे क्या क्या रीजंस है आपके हिसाब से?
That's a very good question because jewelry is a very integral part of India's culture. As for generation, we have seen that in each and every festivals, functions, weddings, people have been buying jewelry for their children, and people have a lot of faith on jewelry. So that's why consumption of gold is highest in the world. Till date, also maximum jewelry which is sold is in form of gold only. So gold jewelry is the highest percentage consumed in India, and different parts of India have different cultures, so that's why south is somewhere people have more preference towards jewelry from religious aspect as well as for their festivities, and their focus is more towards gold jewelry, so gold consumption is quite high in south as comparing to North India, where the studded jewelry, the diamond jewelry, polki jewelry consumption is quite high in north part of India. If we go to East India, so their lightweight jewelry and some design jewelry is more consumed in that part of India. In India, because of the versatile preferences of people, we have different jewelers in India. We have national players and regional players. National players to the like of Tanishq, Malabar, and Kalyan, who have their presence all across India.
Right.
And regional players to the likes of Senco, Thangamel, and PN Gadgil, who are more regional. Their dominance is more regional. And other than that, then we have local jewelers in each area where people have, they still have their trust on going to the local jewelers today as well.
Right.
In India, in last 1.5 decade, we have seen a structural shift from unorganized to organized. Because of that, there is a huge uplift in the number of stores which have come up, the chain stores which have come up in India. So a lot of national players as well as regional players are coming up with their stores all across India. We could see that from 18 to 19% of organized share in 2017-18, it has shifted to almost 38% by 2024.
एंड इसके पीछे क्या रीजंस हो सकते हैं?
So there is a whole flywheel effect which I feel has taken place in last 7-8 years because of a lot of government policies as well. Firstly, we can say implementation of GST that has formalized a lot of economy. Second is initiative of government for pan-linked purchases. So that is also something which has organized, given a structure to the industry. Third is the hallmarking initiative which government has taken. So all the gold jewelry, diamond jewelry which is being sold today, they are being hallmarked, HUID, which is being done. Because of this, there is a whole structural shift, and all the organized players, the corporates who have been able to have their systems and processes in place and have a national presence through their stores. So because of the transparency in their policies, in the pricing, in the quality of product they're offering, and the standardization of the processes, the certifications, the hallmarking of the jewelry, plus, for example, setting up of carat meters at their stores, which the initiative which Tane started a few years back, which gave a lot of trust to the customers. So that was all these points coming together gave a huge shift for people to shift from unorganized to organized.
गॉट इट, गॉट इट। तो मतलब दिस इज हाउ द ज्वेलरी इंडस्ट्री मतलब एंड व्हाई द ज्वेलरी इंडस्ट्री इन इंडिया हैज़ बीन ग्रोइंग। अब यहाँ पे क्वेश्चन आता है अभिषेक जी, देयर आर टू लिंक्ड क्वेश्चंस। इज दैट कि इफ आई वांट टू असेस द वैल्यू चेन ऑफ दिस इंडस्ट्री, अब कहीं हम देखते हैं कॉन्ट्रैक्ट मैन्युफैक्चरर हैं, कहीं नेशनल प्लेयर है, रीजनल प्लेयर हैं, कोई सर्टिफिकेट वाले भी हैं और कोई लैब ग्रोन डायमंड वाले भी हैं। तो अगर वैल्यू चेन को अगर कोई फर्स्ट टाइम ज्वेलरी इंडस्ट्री सीख रहा है, अगर कोई इन्वेस्टर है कहता है यार मेरे को ज्वेलरी इंडस्ट्री सीखनी है, तो वैल्यू चेन को आप सिंपल वर्ड्स में कैसे डिस्क्राइब करेंगे? एंड इसके साथ एक लिंक्ड क्वेश्चन है जो आई थिंक मैं इस क्वेश्चन के बाद आपसे पूछूंगा, पर पहले एकदम सिंपल वर्ड्स में वैल्यू चेन को हम कैसे देखेंगे कि सर्टिफिकेट में कौन है या कॉन्ट्रैक्ट मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में कौन है, नेशनल, रीजनल एंड फिर जो लैब ग्रोन डायमंड्स में क्या क्या प्लेयर्स और कैसे ले ऑफ द लैंड यहाँ पे एग्जिस्ट करता है।
So for value chain, Ish, I would say that we can break it in two parts. One is the value chain of the industry. So in industry, there are two basic components in jewelry industry. One is gold and one is diamond
राइट,
and one is gemstones. Gold we import in India. Almost 98-99% of gold is imported in India. And same is the case with rough diamonds also. India is the biggest center of cut and polishing of diamonds in India. So once the rough diamonds are imported, it is cut and polished in India. Iska main center Surat hai, Surat and Navsari. More than 90% of the volume wise, the rough diamonds of the world are cut and polished in India.
राइट,
After the cutting and polishing and after importing the gold, the second part goes into designing and manufacturing of jewelry. So where we have a lot of manufacturers, contract manufacturers in India. And once the manufacturing is done, then wholesalers sell that jewelry to retail stores. And from retail stores, it goes to customers, end customer. And in value chain, before selling it to retail customer, there is one more part, which is the certification. So we have a lot of certification players in India who certify the jewelry, and retail players sell certified jewelry to gain the trust of customer
राइट,
that we are selling you a certified and quality assured jewelry. And in this whole value chain, the profit pool is quite skewed. Least margins are being made by the cut and polishing sector.
जो अपस्ट्रीम में हो गया।
जो upstream hai, upstream profit pool is quite low, where the cut and polishing in people make the least margin in the value chain, whereas the maximum profit pool flows down to the downstream. So retail segment makes the maximum profit of the whole profit pool. And since we are doing that podcast for the investors, so I would like to break the industry from the investor point of view. So in that we have on one hand we have the national players like Tanishq and Kalyan, and in unlisted we have Malabar, who are among the largest players in India, and they have presence all across India. Then we have regional players, as I mentioned, like Senco and PN Gadgil, which recently got listed. Then we have contract manufacturers who manufacture jewelry for all the big retail players.
राइट,
For example, we have this listed player Sky Gold. They design as well as manufacture jewelry for Reliance, for Aditya Birla, for Tanishq, and all these multi-chain stores. And apart from that, one part of value chain is the certification companies. So we have a company IGI, which also got recently listed. And there are certain other players, marquee players like GIA, and some more affordable certification companies like SGL,
राइट,
which different retailers use according to their own needs. And apart from that, then one more part of value chain is lab grown diamonds. Lab grown diamonds is something which has picked up quite a lot in last 2-3 years, and a lot of players have started coming up with their chain stores.
राइट,
One stark difference we'll see in lab grown is that most of the national and regional players who are also venturing out into lab grown, but they are creating a separate identity of lab grown business apart from their real jewelry or natural diamond jewelry.
तो इसके
For-
पीछे आई थिंक यही रीजन हो सकता है कि वो अगर सेम स्टोर में बेचने लग गए लैब ग्रोन डायमंड तो पीपल विल थिंक कि नेचुरल डायमंड भी शायद से लैब ग्रोन है।
So there will be a conflict of interest, because at one hand they are selling natural diamonds, on the other hand they are selling lab grown diamond on the same store. So just to avoid that state of confusion for customer, and since both the products are different categories altogether, so we have seen a strategy by all the players. Say Senco is selling their lab grown through a brand called Senesis.
राइट,
Tanishq is trying to sell their lab grown through a brand called Prom.
राइट,
And Kalyan has also created a brand called Candere. And all these entities are completely different from their main businesses, so that there is no conflict of interest. And that is one more value chain. So overall, this completes the whole value chain in India, from national players to regional players, certification players, contract manufacturers, and lab-grown business.
So if you loved this video and you had a differentiated business insight, then do subscribe to this channel, and you can also follow our main channel of SOIC. Thank you so much for watching it.